p227 here. I got my SIG 226 today. Double single action pistol. It's a really super nice gun. I'll take a few shots real quick. Double action. What am I doing? Anyway, gun comes with two 15-round magazines. It's just a super nice shooter. It's got a SIG light, night sights, obviously. And there's a helicopter nearby. Anyway, sorry, helicopter's freaking loud with these earmuffs on. But yeah, I really like this gun. It's super nice. Got it a while back. I traded 2 Glocks for it, brand new. So this one is just a standard nitron version. It does have the E2 style grip on it, factory, and it's double single action, has the night sights and the decocker and your slide stop and takedown lever and all that. It's just a pretty, it's got everything you need, nothing that you don't, in my opinion. The grip's super nice. I really like this grip. I'll shoot that bowling pin, double action. Well, just blew a hole right through it. There we go. Finally knocked it over. Yeah, pretty nice old gun. We'll go up and look at the target. Show you what it looks like. Now, I did shoot a couple times before I recorded. Now, this one was a wave flyer, first shot before I started recording. But as you can tell, the rest of them are just right there in the middle. Pretty good little group. And I did hit this bowling pin. I seen it smoked a hole in it right there, and it's got this base on it, so it don't like to fall over. So, but anyway, I'll shoot it a little bit more. Okay, double action. Bullseye. You cock. Gun's dry. Let's go look at it. Alright, that was pretty good. Whoop, I dropped my phone. Pretty good little grouping. 10 yards. I just ate out the center of it and had a couple of little flyers, but kept it in, I'd say probably 2.5, 3-inch group. They're 10 yards just offhand. And keep in mind, I haven't shot this in a while either. It's the first time I've shot it in probably 2 months. But yeah, still shoots. Shoots great. And I was, like I said, I decocked every shot. Or I decocked, shot double action, then a single action, then I decocked, and done that the whole magazine. So that's like half of them double action, half of them single action. And it still looks pretty good. So if you're worried about the double action, don't worry too much, because it is super slick. Okay, and the trigger on this thing is pretty nice for a double single action gun. I really like it. The double action gun is clear. Anyway, the double action, it's long, but it's smooth. It's super smooth. It's like a nice Smith double action. A Smith & Wesson revolver, but I don't know, I think it may be a little bit lighter, but it's just so smooth. Now, if you kind of want to slow shoot it, it can be a little stagey just because it's heavy, and when you're pulling it slow, you feel more of that. But if you'll just get a hold of it and just get a firm grip on it and just stroke it, it's super nice. And then the single action, it's got some take up to it, but it's crisp. It's real super crisp and super light. It's nice. I really like single action. Now, the thing that's hard to get used to is if you're used to shooting like striker fire pistols and you like to ride the reset, this is way different. The reset on this, I got it all the way to the back. You pull it up, it'll click. It's a good ways, and then you got take up again. Little ways, click, take up. So it's a lot different. I've been shooting Glocks a lot, and I've got used to that reset being right there at the wall. And then I shot this thing, I was like, whoa. But I've got about 500 rounds through it, a little more, and I'm getting used to it now. So it's not impossible to get used to. But really, the double the single action is not as bad as some people make it out to be. This is my first double single action gun, but I really like it. As you can tell, I mean, at 10 yards, it's no problem to just eat out of the bullseye with this thing offhand, shooting double action. So, and if you shot revolvers at all, you won't, in double action, I don't think you'll have a bit of trouble with this, shooting double action. But it's got the light rail on it. It is a SIG rail. It's a proprietary rail to them. It's got just their own. It's not a Picatinny, but it's rounded on the bottom, so it's kind of a weird rail. But my TLR1, it'll fit right on there. I just leave my Glock insert on it and just throw it on here and it works. But on this, I do tighten it down with like a penny. On my Glock, I just do it finger tight. But since this has an aluminum frame, I'm not worried about it tweaking the frame a little bit and causing it to bend. So I just cinch that dude down if I got it on here. But and I am left-handed. Another note on this, I'm left-handed, and I have no problem running the decocker with my index finger. I'll shoot, and then when I'm done, I'll bring it in. I'll hit the decocker just like that. And if you're right-handed, obviously you'll hit it with your thumb. So just like that. And the magazine release is reversible. I have not reversed it. I like hitting it with my index finger since I'm left-handed. So I just come up and hit it like that. And since I have smaller hands, sometimes I kind of got to roll the gun. If I want to hit it with my thumb, like on my Glock, I reversed it, and I kind of got to roll the gun a little bit. And I kind of like just pushing it with my index finger, so I think I'm just going to leave it. But it does have some serrations on the front of the trigger guard and on the front of the grip. I like them. They'd be better if they was actual checkering, but it's just straight across serrations, which is better than nothing. It still gives a good grip in my hand. But the only knocks I can really say about this is obviously the high bore axis. Everybody knocks on that, but it's not as bad as you'd think. I mean, I had a SIG 2022. I think I've done a review on it, but I noticed it a little bit more. But it was also a 40, and it was also a polymer frame gun. But with this one being the aluminum frame or steel frame, whatever, it's got a little bit more heft, and it's a 9mm, so it don't bother me a bit. Now, sometimes my first shot or two out of this thing, it'll kind of surprise me because it'll flip up. But once I get a couple rounds through it, I just lay into it real easy. And keep in mind, I shoot Glocks regularly. I carry a Glock daily, and I am slowly trying to incorporate this into my carry, and I may get me a duty holster for it and run it on duty to see what I think. But so far I shoot it a little bit better than my Glock, and I've got about a third of the rounds through this as I do my Glock. So I mean, I've already shot it less and I shoot it better. So, and I don't know if it's the gun or if it's just my interaction with the double single action, if I just like it better. But I really do like it. The only other knocks I could say about it is that it's got the high bore axis, the trigger reset, like I said, which that's not bad. It's just different. And keep in mind, this gun was designed in the 80s, back when nobody did trigger reset. So yeah, really, it's not a knock when you take into account when the gun was made. But the only other thing I've noticed about the gun that I don't like is the sight is a little punched over. Now, it doesn't really seem to affect me much, but I just noticed it's a little off from the factory. I mean, it don't hurt nothing. I mean, all you got to do is take a little pick or a punch and punch it over just a tad if it's a big deal. But I'm sure not everyone comes like that from the factory, but this one did. So it's not too bad. I've been shooting a little to the right with it sometimes, and I think that's why it's just a little bit over. So I just need to punch that over and I'll be good. But yeah, it's just an awesome gun. I don't know what the MSRP is on these, 9 something, I think. Well, I think I think if you buy one new, they're about $900. And the place I got it from, like I said, I traded for it. Traded 2 Glocks for it, straight across, for a brand new one. And but they said if I bought it new, it would have been, I think, $9 or $9.50. And the weird thing about SIGs is SIG wants their retailers or people that sell their guns to sell their guns for the same price. So if you look at SIGs, chances are you'll see them at every gun shop. They'll be the same price, and that's why. And they say that they sell them for cheaper than what SIG announces, and if it gets found out, then they could get in trouble and not be able to sell SIG firearms anymore. So kind of a note to mention. I will go ahead and take it down real quick. It's super easy. Just slide back, rotate that lever, pull it apart, and it is really beefy. It's got some big old rails, almost full length. It cuts out right there, obviously, but and it's a little dirty, not bad. But it's a big old recoil spring and guide rod, and it's just a well-built gun. I mean, it seems like it's overbuilt, and I think it's gonna last forever. Help if I loaded it first.